Good day, everybody. As most of you know, the Colorado Avalanche last Sunday won their third Stanley Cup, and the best visual aid I have here, this is a starting lineup figurine of Joe Sakic holding a toy replica of the cup. Obviously, there I'm showing you it's Sakic, and this is a recreation of 1996 when the Avs won their first Stanley Cup against the Florida Panthers. So here are my thoughts regarding the Avs' third Stanley Cup. In recent weeks, it has felt like Denver and the state of Colorado has been on an island. Nobody's really talked about the aftermath of mass shootings, political scandal, political division. That stuff, for the most part, hasn't really existed in Colorado because most everybody's wanted to talk about the Avalanche. Behold the power of sports and the way they can bring people together, if only for a little while. I mean, I'm guessing when the excitement of this dies down, real world issues, politics, and whatever else will be back to the forefront. Like Brooke Benton said in 1959, it's just a matter of time. But at least for a little while, the issues are on the back burner. And I think about the you never know factor, if you will. And if you're a fan of a bad team, you never know when they'll be good again. Just 5 years ago, in an 82-game season, the Avalanche only won 22 games. And it looked lost for them. Nobody knew when they'd return to the Stanley Cup contention. But here 5 years later, against a tough salary cap, the figurine here, Joe Sakic, helped build the team through drafting and through signings where he could, and did a fine job, obviously, of getting the Avs to the top. And I think the most important factor here regarding my thoughts on the Avs winning the Stanley Cup is their attitudes. Quick personal story about their radio guy, Connor McGahey. I met him multiple times years ago. We got to know each other a little bit. I'd announce high school soccer games. Connor would either announce or officiate. And Connor would always ask how I was doing. He was always very complimentary towards me. Taught me a little bit on how to announce. Just a very fine guy, and though I've not spoken to Connor in years, nothing to do with animosity or anything like that. We just haven't been able to cross paths that much. But Connor, a very class act, part of why I've done state championship games for boys volleyball at the high school level the past couple of years, why I have a press box named for me at Dakota Ridge, why I now announce quite a bit of sports at Regis University. There are many people responsible for that. Connor is certainly one of them. Connor's father I've also met before, another very class individual. And that brings me to the team themselves. Joe Sakic, who runs the team now, has always been a class guy. Look at the second Stanley Cup when, before he lifted it himself, as captain, he handed it to Ray Bourque, who'd waited 22 years for the opportunity. And then yesterday, goes out and praises the players, praises the coaches, and the fans rather than hogging all the credit. And Coach Jared Bednar could have hogged all the credit, but was so emotional in his praise of the team and management, could barely speak, but got through it with so much praise. Again, he gets so emotional, just tells me how classy he is. And Captain Gabe Landeskog thanking all his teammates and the fans, and Nazem Kadri doing the same thing. And Cale Makar, MVP of the playoffs, a clear superstar, but brings his teammate Devon Taves on stage with him. And Nathan McKinnon not saying much, deciding to thank the fans as well. And with the attitude of these Avalanche, the way they deflected the credit, the way they fought for each other for the common good. I mean, it certainly earned them a Stanley Cup. But it also made me think, during these times when we hear about selfish, spoiled people who hog all the attention, if people weren't as selfish in other aspects of life, imagine how different this society would be. And that's my main thought on the Avs, and just realized I didn't finish the you never know part of this. And while the Avalanche could certainly win the Stanley Cup next year, and I think it'd be really cool if they did, fact is, you never know when it'll happen again. It is a tough salary cap era in hockey. 16 teams make the playoffs. They all get very hungry every year, obviously. So you never know when something like this will happen again, so enjoy this, Av fans. Those are my thoughts. Hey, it's 96, Sakic skating around with a cup. But those are my thoughts on the Avalanche third Stanley Cup. Thank you for watching. I'll talk to you soon. Take care, everyone.